My name is Parag. My wife Ronnie and I were living in a rented house. Our married life was peaceful and happy. Ronnie worked in a private company. We had been married for only 2 years. Everything was going perfectly, but then one day, while returning from the office, I met with an accident. The accident was so serious that I suffered a major injury in my leg. The injuries were so severe that it was impossible for me to walk for the next several months. I stayed in the hospital for almost a month for treatment, and then I was discharged. The hospital expenses were extremely high, and now the entire responsibility of the house had fallen on Ronnie. She was trying her best to manage the household expenses. For the first few days, friends and relatives helped us by giving some money. But after some time, that money also ran out. Now we needed to find some extra source of income. I kept wondering if I could do some work from home. Ronnie also started doing overtime at her company, but even that didn't bring in enough money. It was difficult for me to even get up from one place, and watching all this happen in front of me, as the man of the house, was unbearable. Poor Ronnie was working so hard for our home. She would work late at her office and return home tired. Seeing her struggle like that hurt me deeply. I couldn't bear watching her go through all of this. In the middle of all this, something happened that completely shook us. It was a holiday, and I was sitting and watching the news. Suddenly, an announcement was made about a nationwide lockdown due to the coronavirus pandemic. We were already worried about how we would survive, and now this. Just then, Ronnie got a call from her office. She was told that she shouldn't come to work from the next day because the company was shutting down due to COVID, and since the company was closing, they wouldn't be able to pay salaries either. We were getting hit by shock after shock. Ronnie held her head in her hands. Whatever was happening was frightening and stressful. Our lips went dry. We kept thinking, how will we run the house now? The only job we had was gone. It was clear that the days ahead were going to be very difficult for us. My condition was already bad. We had no money left at home, and my treatment also needed money. We sat there, lost in thought, trying to figure out how to manage expenses and how to keep our home running. Just then, our landlord, Harilal, came by. Harilal was a very rich and kind-hearted man. As usual, he had come to collect the rent. Seeing him, worry lines appeared on both my and Ronnie's faces. Maybe he understood our situation just by looking at us, so he asked, "What's wrong, Parag? Why do you look worried? Don't stress. I haven't come to ask for rent, I just came to check on you. I know your treatment must have cost a lot. Even if you pay the rent late, it's fine. And I also know that Ronnie is managing everything alone. If I don't support you in this situation, then who will?" Harilal looked at Ronnie and asked, "Ronnie, your job is going fine, right?" Ronnie simply nodded and said, "Yes, things are going on, but the company might remain closed for some days." Harilal said, "Alright, don't worry at all. As long as the lockdown continues, you don't have to pay rent." Hearing that felt like God himself had sent him to help us. Slowly, we somehow kept the house running. All our savings were almost gone. During this time, Harilal started visiting our home more often. He would come, ask about my health, and talk to us. Things were fine at first, but gradually I began to feel that Harilal wasn't the same anymore. Instead of asking about my health, he seemed more interested in Ronnie and talked mostly to her. But I thought maybe I was overthinking it because he was giving us rent relief, so I pushed the thought out of my mind. About 1.5 to 2 months later, the lockdown was extended again. Things got even worse. Running the house became extremely difficult. One day, Harilal came and asked for the rent. As soon as he said rent, Ronnie and I looked at each other, because we didn't even have a single rupee. We were barely managing our groceries. We requested Harilal to give us a few more days, but this time, he refused straight away. He said to Ronnie, "Ronnie, I need to talk to you about something." Saying this, he took her a little aside and told her something. Ronnie agreed. When I asked her what it was, she told me that he was going to waive our house rent, but there was one condition: he wanted her to work for him. Harilal owned several companies. I felt very happy that, by God's grace, Ronnie had found work again and we would finally be able to manage our home properly. I was lost in those thoughts. The very next day, Harilal came and took Ronnie with him. She would go with him like a princess. About 15 days passed, and I noticed that Ronnie's work hours were becoming very irregular. Now she would get up at any time, and the moment Harilal called her, she would get into his car and leave. I started getting suspicious. Any company has fixed working hours, so what was going on? Her work timings felt very strange to me. And one thing I had been noticing for a while, whenever Ronnie came home, she would be extremely tired and would fall asleep right away. When I asked, she would say, "Work has increased a lot, so I get very tired and go to sleep early." One day, Ronnie even fainted at the door. On the other hand, my own health was slowly improving, and I had started walking a little. But Ronnie's constant exhaustion and her irregular schedule kept bothering me. One day, when Harilal came home, I asked him why the work hours at his place were so irregular. To this he replied, "That's how things work with us. And remember one thing, your rent will be waived only when Ronnie comes with me whenever I ask." I didn't like his answer at all. It became clear to me that Harilal was taking advantage of our helplessness. Even Ronnie stayed silent. From all this, one thing was certain, Harilal was up to something wrong with Ronnie. I decided that whenever Ronnie went with him again, I would follow them and find out the truth. As usual, Harilal came to pick her up. As soon as their car left the house, I quietly followed them. The car stopped near a big bungalow. This shocked me because I always thought Ronnie was going to a company, but Harilal was taking her to a bungalow. I felt shaken from inside, and my face turned red with anger. I walked near the bungalow, trying to hear any sounds from inside, but I couldn't hear anything. I wanted to know if this happened every day. After following them for a few days, I realized that Harilal never took Ronnie to any company, he brought her to this same bungalow every single day. Now I had to know the real truth. Ronnie had never told me where she went or what she actually did. It started feeling like she was hiding something from me. That day, I made up my mind, no matter what happened, I would go inside the bungalow and see what was really going on. As soon as Ronnie and Harilal went inside, I quietly slipped in as well. The moment I entered, I heard a woman moaning in pain. My hands and feet went cold. I ran toward the direction of the sound and reached the upper floor. Just then, Harilal came out of the very room from where the sounds were coming. My anger exploded. I pounced on him, but at that moment, a young girl came out of the room crying, and right behind her, Ronnie also came running out. Ronnie held me back and said, "What are you doing?" When I saw the scene inside, I was completely shocked. What was Harilal actually doing there? When I demanded the truth, Harilal took me inside the room. It looked less like a room and more like an ICU in a hospital. Inside, an elderly woman was lying on the bed. Harilal said, "This is my mother, there's no one to take care of her. And the girl you saw outside, that's my daughter. She is mentally ill. I can't take care of both my mother and my daughter all by myself." I asked many women to do this job, but no one agreed. I already knew Ronnie, and I knew she was kind and understanding. You both needed money too, so I offered the job to Ronnie. She takes very good care of my mother and my daughter. My daughter has even grown attached to her. Because of her mental condition, she needs someone with her all the time, so whenever she gets disturbed, I call Ronnie immediately and bring her here so my daughter stays stable and can recover faster. Hearing this, my anger melted away. I stayed silent for a while, then apologized to Harilal for misunderstanding him and attacking him. Harilal forgave me with a big heart. Within a few days, everything went back to normal. I also got a job, and Harilal's daughter fully recovered. Harilal thanked both me and Ronnie again and again. I too felt satisfied that Ronnie had done such a noble deed for someone in need during a difficult time. I learned one thing, before jumping to conclusions about anything, it's very important to know the truth. Friends, what do you think about this story? Tell us in the comments. And if you're new to our channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.